Hi everyone, welcome back to Div, a deep dive into Div 3. I'm back with Holy Harry and Mikel. Hopefully sound is a bit better this time. Um, how are you both again, I guess?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Day
Yeah,
off, you know?
yeah,
Nice, nice.
man. I can't even remember what work feels like at this point. I've been off for so long. What is work? Yeah, so as you can see on the sheet for Div 3, what I've done is we ranked them just 1 to 8. But what I've done is within that rankings is Group A and Group B. So I've sorted it into what your top for Group A and B were respectively.
Yep.
Yep.
So you can see. And then what I've done is I've given us a score, with just 1 point for each, on how well we did. Because if you look at the Div 3 bit here, just below it, that is what actually happened in the division.
Nice.
So, Holy Harry, you got 4 right, and you got 4 wrong. You got the first 4 right. You were the same as me. We got the first 4 right, but we did not get any in Group B right at all.
I think looking at the groups, it seems like A was really stacked and B not so much in my first impression.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's quite hard to predict how the groups are going to end up from our first one. But we've clearly made some slightly off calls there in our original predictions, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I got a message from Anstar saying, as soon as this video went up, saying that I underrated this Kevin Richardson team.
I think that's the main thing. I think we really underrated Kevin Richardson because he's swept his group, hasn't he? He won all 3 series.
Yeah, he did. And I mean, his team is really good. I mean, Rue is like a really solid carry. Mitsu Solos for. I didn't know much about Ballsp, but it seems that it's really working out for them. So, I mean, it's good. And then
We chatted a bit
yeah.
about Rue and whether or not he was good value.
Mhm.
I can't remember who was saying that he might not be, but I was like, I was on the fence a little bit there. I thought 46 for Rue might be not great, but it could work out, and
Yeah.
it did. So fair play to them.
Yeah. And we had Brainy as first, but they are not doing so hot.
All right, fun story about that. As soon as you released the video, I got a message from Gonzo being like, "You've made a terrible mistake. It's not Burt mid. It's actually me mid."
Oh.
So as soon as that happened, I started trying to backtrack wherever I could. So ever since I've heard that, I've mentally changed my prediction there. And to be fair, it looks like their last series they dominated,
Yeah.
but it's
They were
still,
playing against a weaker team too, right?
yeah. I think they're in a weaker group.
Yeah, they were playing
And
versus Raikiri's team, and Raikiri is has been the worst team, I think.
I expected a lot more from Gonzo's team.
Yeah. It's a shame that I think it's a bit sad that Bertoth aren't mid, but you know, I guess they will have chatted about it. So.
Yeah.
And then Mikel, you had you got your 2 points from putting De Bowie and Mint in third and fourth for Div for Group A.
I would also argue that I haven't been proven wrong yet. It's only the group stage.
Yeah, no, that's totally. This is just a preliminary look back to see
Exactly.
how things are going.
But I would say that Takeshi is actually might be looking like the #1 team still, right?
Yeah,
They did beat Harb in the last series.
yeah, they did. I think that the Takeshi, Harb, and Deboe are all on the same score roughly. I think they've all. I could be wrong on that. Hold on, you can click Div 3 here and just go straight to it. Oh, I'm so good. If I go to group stage. Yeah, so yeah, Harb, Takeshi, and Deboe are all 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, and then Mint is 0-3. So they all
I think what I was saying a lot of originally is that there's a top 4 and a bottom 4, and I think we were all agreed that Takeshi, Harb, and Dabawi were in that top 4, and then we were all slightly off on the last team, and the last team now is shown to be Kevin Richardson's team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the clear split. There's those top 4, and then there's now the clear bottom 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I think particularly with those 4, I can't really tell who the best team is because Takeshi's team have played really well. I've watched a few of their games, and although I think they're lacking a drafter, and then I'm not sure about the shot calling, but individually they're all very good.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, Mikel, like when I was watching Puddles, I was really impressed. The guy plays super good.
I've never seen him play support before, but you know, if a man can climb 1,000 MMR in like 2 months, then and he's 4.9k now, which is lower than what he climbed to back then, I'm sure if he actually plays Dota, he'll just do better than most people in this division.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
But
if they sort out their drafts, I reckon they're my favourite to win it now.
oh, we'll get onto that. We'll get onto that. Another team that I wanted to bring up was T-Red's team. Because we kind of did not rate T-Red's team, as we can both all see. We had them pretty much the bottom of our list, other than Mint's team. We had them at the bottom, and we thought that they'd overbid on Masley. But they have actually done really well. And there's currently sitting second in that group. And I watched a few of their games, and Masley is going off in these games. And T-Reds himself is playing pretty well as well.
I mean, they've got good players. They've got the Rafi. He was sandbagging the draft actually. He's more of a 5k player, and he was listed 4.5, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And we know that Masley is a good player. We know Ergo's a good player, and we know that T-Reds is a good player. And that's going to have a nice positive atmosphere on that team. They're all veterans. They know what they're doing. So I can see why it's worked out for them. But again, they are in what does look like the weaker group, and they lost to Kevin Richardson, and they beat the two teams which have not performed well in Gonzo and Raikiri. So I feel they're still a bit unproven to me.
I agree.
I don't know. I'm excited about that team. But yeah, this group A was a hard group. So maybe it's a bit hard to judge Mint at that point, because maybe he'll do better when they're playing in the next bit. And then we'll just have a tiny 2-minute look at the overvalued players. I think Masley, I don't know, he seems to be proving his worth. I'm sorry, I think and Rue again 46. I think he's steadily, as the season's gone on, moved into more 46 coins, seeing about right.
Yeah, I think that's fair. They're both on winning teams at the moment, so we can't really criticise it too much.
And Raikiri's team is unfortunately not quite
as expected, Nolagan has moved from carry to position 4, as is tradition.
I think
I don't know how many teams that has happened on, but it's way too many at this point.
You talked to
who's their position 1 at the moment? Is that legit split that's moved over?
I think so, yeah. I just watched for a brief moment. I saw Nolagan playing like Shadow Demon position 4. I was like, yeah. I thought this might happen if they're not winning games.
Yeah. Because you talked about that before, didn't you? You said that Nolagan is going to make or break that team. Mikel, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he can be good, all right? Like he has moments, but he also has emo moments where he thinks he's like I mean he might think he's just the worst carry in the world and he just wants to play support. I don't think it's his team making him do it because he's done it so many times. I think he just puts too much pressure on himself and he just falls apart.
Definitely. Okay, what we'll do, having a look. Well, top performers. I think you're right with this Puddle's undervalued, by the way, and potentially with this EXE undervalued as well.
EXE is not playing, right? He got replaced.
He got replaced, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got replaced by. Who did he get replaced by? Let me just double check. It was. Oh, it's gonna change.
Wait, didn't they get like Mavis?
They got.
Yes, that sounds right.
They got Gyro.
Mavis.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Mavis
love
unit?
Neves.
Friendship duo?
Yeah. He's not quite the game winner though in this team. I feel.
And
he's a solid player.
And Donkey is replaced by Gainsworth on this team as well.
What happened with that team?
I don't know. I think. I mean,
well, do you mean like with people leaving, or do you mean?
Yeah.
No idea. But I think only Donkey got banned. I don't think EXE got banned.
Yeah. I mean, it's just banned for the remainder of Mini, so my assumption is that it wasn't like a bad thing. It was just probably just couldn't commit to it. But Gainsworth is a good player. Like that's a good replacement.
Yeah, and Gyro's a good player as well. I'm not sure he's quite EXE level, but he's a solid player. And the team as a whole seems to have still been doing well. So
And I
Just
think
hoping they continue it.
Du Bois is a really solid support, so I think that'll be and a really good baseline to their team. Okay, let's go on to let's just quickly talk about top performer. Is there anyone who we know of who's been performing really well in this division?
Well, I think
honestly haven't been paying too much attention. I
Yeah.
casted one series. That was Takeshi versus who was the other team? I can't even remember who the other team was now, but they were just looking solid, despite making like they had like no team cohesion, but individually they were really good.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the teams again. I think the ones that seem to have been doing very well, it's people like Rue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pompo. Every time I've seen a post match, Pompo's done really well actually. We were umming and ahhing over the 50 odd coins that got spent on him, but he seems like he's really proving his value so far.
Yeah.
I must admit, the games I spectated of Takeshi, I didn't really notice Les doing anything. But
he's on
the team as a
3,
whole-
isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
position 3.
Yeah.
Team as a whole was definitely doing well. Can we talk about Bert though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I still think undervalued, but absolutely. He's playing a lot of Dota, and I see that the games they've won, he played Legion Commander for both games. And if you don't know Bert, he's got 1,700 odd Legion Commander games, and they let him get Legion Commander twice in a row, and they won 2-0. I feel like there might be a correlation there.
Yeah.
So maybe if you want to beat Brainly Gonzo team, you ban the Legion Commander, all right? And it's an easy game. Maybe that's how it works.
Yeah. They're gonna be mad that you're giving away that strat.
I think
if
Eddie
anyone
Captain will
knows
spot that.
Bert, yeah, I mean, you just click his Dota buff. It's right there.
But he's playing loads of Dota at the moment. You look at his activity on Dota buff, and it's just big circle after big circle for the last month. He's getting back into it.
Nice. And this Harb team's also doing really well. They eventually did they win against Takeshi's team? Can't remember.
No, they lost 2-1.
But
yeah,
it-
they lost
it
2-1.
did not matter to them, to be fair, right?
No.
No, they're still top of the group.
But it was I caught the end of those games and they were close.
I mean, game 3 was a complete stomp. They got slaughtered. I don't know about the first 2, but I watched the last one, and it was not close. They had something like a 25k lead at 25 minutes. It was not pretty.
Yep.
I think the thing that we really forgot about, or at least I did, was who, like the drafters on each team and the shot callers, because it's not as easy to tell that at first. And I think that is perhaps where Harb's team falls slightly lower, because Harb, I think, has been drafting for them, and he's a good drafter, but he's not. I think he's still getting used to it a little bit, and that is true as well of Takeshi's team, which I think will hold them back slightly. I think they're still strong enough teams that they're gonna be mighty favourites for the final, but they could get tripped up if they meet a hard draft.
Yeah. Okay, what we'll do now then is we will go scroll down and you'll find the bracket. I don't know if you've already seen it.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to fill it out. I'm going to scroll to whoever's talking at the time. It's a bit confusing, but basically the upper bracket round 2, whoever wins that goes straight to the final, and the loser of that goes to the round 4 bit. And then
I understand how it works at least.
I mean, I say that I got it wrong 3 times in my Div 5 video and had to redo it. And cut it all together at the end. It was so there's more for me than for anyone else, and I also just understand if you're watching this and you don't know, that is how it kind of works. Okay, so if we're having a wee look, let's start in the upper bracket. Who would like to go first with this Harb T-Reds series?
Alright, I believe this is an easy W for Harb.
Nice. Do you know why?
Why? I think they have a better team, and I think they're gonna win the games. I don't think it's gonna be a 2-1. I think it's gonna be a 2-0.
Really? Oof.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't think T-Reds has much of a chance there. Harb's team is super good. They will have learned from their losses last week, and I think they're just going to outclass T-Reds.
I think they have better players on every position except potentially 5.
Okay.
I don't know Tim Mitson compared to Kronboss. Is that the 5? I actually don't even know. But either way, like I think the other positions, I think Harb has just better players.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
think that's spot on.
yeah. I think also in T-Red's team they've been relying on a lot on Masley to do a lot of work. I think, and I don't think he'll get as much of a game as he's been getting against Harb's team.
He's playing his position 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to be up against Kilgannon and Overdue.
Yeah.
I think that's a really scary lane. I think that's one of the strongest lanes in this entire division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Even though they did lose, they can be beaten.
I mean, they lost to a Lesson Puddles lane. That's Takeshi's team. That's pretty good too.
Yeah.
I mean, like all the players on Takeshi's team are just so high MMR if you look at it. So
Yeah.
it's pretty scary.
So, Holy Harry, are you putting in Harb's team for that as well?
Yeah, let me type that in for you.
I'm actually typing it out myself this time.
I know. I was waiting to see if you were going to do it or not. So I want to put Harb's team, but I also do think that T-Red's team is a bit of a sleeper in this. But I think they're going to do the lower bracket run. So I'm going to put in Harb's team. Harbinger. Okay. Holy Harry, Kevin Richardson, Dubois. I think this will be a good series, actually.
I think this is going to be a lot closer because I really rate Dubowie's team. But Kevin Richardson has really shown that his team is surprisingly good. I feel like they're going to continue their momentum. I'm going to go with Kevin Richardson. It looks like they're all performing really well. I like all their players, and I think they're just going to continue proving us wrong.
Okay.
I reckon that could be a 2-1. I might cop out and say it's a 2-1 to give credit to Dubowie.
Mm-hmm. You're saying that they're going to prove you wrong, and then you put them there, so they're going to lose.
Kevin's going to win. It's going to be 2-1. I'm confident. I believe.
Okay. I want to go with my heart and put Mavis and Unix. I've played many games with them and put them, but I think this is a close series. I actually think Kevin Richardson's going to take it 2-1. I'm sorry, Unix and Mavis, but that is the truth. I'm feeling right now.
What's the mid matchup in that game? It's Pompo versus Neon.
Neon, which is Ballsby. Neon, he went like 20-0 on a co-op or something like that in one of his, or 18-1 I think, in a co-op.
Okay, Divine 5.
Yeah,
hard mid laner.
He has been doing really well in that mid lane. He's a pivotal point of that Dubois team.
I think the only way Dubois wins is if Pompo beats Neon then.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like that's perhaps less likely.
Mm-hmm. I don't... I think this is one of the harder ones to call. I think I'm actually just gonna... I think I'm gonna agree. I think Kevin Richardson... I'm really rating that team. I was watching a bunch of stuff in preparation for something else. But I saw that Neon game where he was doing really well on co-op and he was playing really well. I do agree with that. Okay, Mikel, do you want to start us off on the lower bracket?
No, we should finish upper bracket, right?
We did
First?
Yeah,
no,
that's
we
it.
have. No, we have.
Then we have to decide who wins between Harp.
Oh
and
right. Oh sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was just going down. I wasn't thinking. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we should finish that first.
Yeah,
I think.
you're all right. You're all right. Okay.
Yeah. I believe in Harbinger. I think it's gonna be a closer series for them than the last one, but I think they're still gonna take it. But I'm not sure if this is a 2-1 or a 2-0. It might be closer than I think because I've been underestimating this Kevin Richardson team. So I do think Harb's gonna win. So I'm just gonna type in Harb, and that's what I'm gonna believe in here.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that. Harb's the team I know. I don't know Kevin Richardson well enough. They're like proving to be super good. But Harb, I think, is going to get better week in, week out when they just cover off their weaknesses, the drafting and shot calling sort of elements. And I think they're gonna edge Kevin.
Ooh. I think that if that happens and it's a Kevin Richardson Dubowie, then Kevin Richardson Harb, those are going to be really good series.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be very entertaining. I think the Kevin Richardson Dubowie series is going to be really good as well.
Yeah. Ooh. No, see, I don't think. See, I on the surface, I like Harb's team really do play well, and Harb will play well, but he has a losing streak in him every now and then. I'm gonna pick Kevin Richardson team to take that.
They keep proving us wrong, so
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
entirely possible.
I think Rue's doing really well. I think Rue thrives in that kind of happy environment. And I think they've got like confident. Like Rue is really confident in calling the game. I think Fred will be good at calling the game as well. I don't know much about Kevin Richardson, but Amitsu's super. Yeah. I also believe in that mid as well after what I saw. Big
It's
time.
a strong tri-core they have, isn't it?
Definitely. Okay, now we get to go to the lower bracket. Oh no, we have to put so your other team in the round 4 bit. So the loser of upper bracket round 2, which Mikel's already done.
I have filled in everything.
What
Look at Mikel.
what a stark contrast to last time. and you can fill in loser of 2, which is and loser of 1, which is T-Reds.
Why has the font changed? That's going to really annoy me.
I don't know. It's Arial. Default Arial 12. Bold.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Mikel, do you want to lead us off? Rakiri Takeshi.
Easy Takeshi. You know, I've had faith in Takeshi from the start. I apparently had some misplaced faith in Raikira's team. So, you know.
Feeling pretty hurt.
I mean, it all makes sense. Easy Takeshi win, right?
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to agree. I don't think that Raikiri team is quite clicked in the way that he would have hoped, which is a bit unfortunate. But that Takeshi team, I think it's only the fact that this was a strong group that they're down in this lower bracket. So I would see them taking that game.
Yeah, completely agree. I think Takeshi's team are just going to completely outclass Raikiri. I don't think it's going to be close. I think that's going to be like a Harbinger T-Red series. I think it's going to be a nice clean 2-way.
Ooh, some strong words.
I don't disagree.
And then high for Mint, Brainy Gonzo.
Definitely Gonzo. I know Mint's been in the hard group, but we looked at that team at the start. We didn't rate it, and it's lost every series, hasn't it?
They took a couple of games, I think.
I had a quick look. They took one game, I believe. Who was that against? Against Dubowie.
One
So
game.
they've won one game and they've lost 6.
Factual.
And they're not going to be feeling it. They're not going to be feeling right. And I think they're gonna lose. They might take a game off Gonzo because Gonzo's not been performing either. But maybe if they ban Legion Commander, maybe they'll win it. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you typing in mine, Harry?
I
That's a
am.
bird.
Are you gonna do anything different?
I mean, no, but what did you do with my cell? It's broken.
What did you do with it?
Oh,
Maybe if I type
you put a blank line.
Yeah, I think I'll agree as well. I think Brainy Gonzo's team's yet to be unleashed. I think they can still do it. Dubowie Takeshi. Now these guys have played already.
Dubowie won this.
And Dubowie
that is
won.
why Dubowie made upper bracket.
Yes.
Because they won this series.
And if we have a look, he won 2-0. Takeshi played a Ricky carry in the first game. I'm going to have to mute someone, hold on. I might put a blank screen over because I think these are kind of private messages. I'm getting spammed. Okay, There we go. Right. Sorry, I was getting spam Discord pinged.
No
Right.
worries.
Yeah, so DuBois' team won with a Death Prophet mid. Looks like Pompo went 12-2.
It's listed as 2-1, but the other bus is 2-0.
Maybe they didn't.
Sometimes the third one is... No, they won both games, didn't they?
Oh. It's kind of,
Unless the third one is missing.
yeah. Maybe they didn't ticket it.
Okay.
Which is
What's
why we
this
need people to
challenge?
ticket games. But they got... Looks like they kind of got rolled in the second game. Unix went 13-4 on Razor. Les had a good game. Yeah, but they just got rolled. Yeah, that'll be a good rematch for them. So what are we thinking about that series?
So what I think is the only thing Takeshi's team needed was time to get better at playing together, and they've had that time. So they're back, ready to win this mini.
Nice. Harry?
Yeah, I think I agree with Mikel there. I'm not sure quite how the replacement players DeBowie's got stack up against the originals. I'm not quite sure they're as good. They're certainly almost there. I feel like Takeshi lost the first one, but he's, like Mikel said, he's had the time to improve, and I think he's going to edge this one. And it's going to be a close one. I think this could go either way, but I think Takeshi's got enough to beat him out this time.
Nice.
So an interesting thing, by the way, about scheduling in this bracket, right? Like if Takeshi's team, for instance, would have been upper bracket and won upper bracket finals, I would say there's a 0% chance they win the finals because you have to wait a week and a half
Yeah.
if you win upper bracket finals. I'd say they have a 0% chance of actually winning if that happens. But going through lower bracket, I think is good for them because they get more games together and they'll just improve even more.
Yeah. And because they're strong already, they're going to at least take one game. So
I think they're figuring out what they like to do. Harb was saying they just pick 3 flex cores and just move things around, so they always get good lane matchups.
yeah, that is very Takeshi.
If they keep doing that, they're going to be really hard to beat with the draft, and then I think their individual skills are going to just outshine the other teams.
I think I'm going to agree. I think you're right. It's a shame because Gainsworth is a really good player, but and so is Gyro. But I'm not, as I say, I'm not sure they hold the weight that the two players did before. But they have done well with them, so I'll have to just wait and see. But I do think Takeshi's team should be in that upper bracket and should be a contender in the finals. So I definitely believe in that team.
I would like to disagree. Myself and Harry can both attest to the fact that Mavis is not a good player.
Really? I don't know.
He got carried to a season win. What did he even do? Showed up?
He was our sub, didn't even show up to half the games. To be fair, Mikel, he showed up when he was needed. You did not.
I wasn't needed. We already made playoffs. I could have slept through both games.
For Moyo, this is when Mikel slept through an official.
Ah, sad. It's okay. One time I got the timings wrong because of like CEST and CET and British Standard Time, and I missed this. And we forfeited game 1, and it was on our playoff day.
Oh.
So we lost game 2, and that was it. Sad. Anyway, okay, going on to T-Red's Brainy Gonzo series. Is that right?
Shall I take this one?
Yeah.
I'm going to stand by what I've been saying before. I really rate Gonzo's team. They have not showed it yet, but I believe they're gonna pull something out of the bag. I really do. They're gonna get better. They're gonna get stronger, and they're gonna beat T-Reds. I think T-Reds has had the easier group, so we still haven't quite seen what his team's capable of. But I believe in Gonzo.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so T-Reds easy 2-0 last time they played. This time I think Gonzo team got a little bit better, but so did the T-Reds. I think this is a 2-1 for T-Reds.
Yeah, I think I'm on the T-Reds train as well. I think that they are a sleeper team, and I think they're actually going to do quite well. I think they could edge out that Brainy Gonzo team. As long as they ban Legion Commander, that is.
T-Reds doesn't fuck around with drafts.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good.
he's a good captain.
That's good.
But so is Gonzo.
Yeah, so is Gonzo. Gonzo is a good captain.
He's a season-winning captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is T-Reds.
Did not know that.
I was on his team.
Oh, okay. How many teams have you played on?
I have probably been on a lot of RE12 teams. More than most. Because I played NA seasons while playing EU seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been on more than most.
Yeah. That's fair. So that would leave the Takeshi T-Reds or Takeshi Gonzo series. So, Mikel, who do you think is going to take that Takeshi T-Red series on your...
Takeshi.
Yeah, you believe.
No contest.
You believe.
I think this
yeah.
is easier than their last series, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that... Yeah. Debowie's team has got like 2 big series, really. Kevin Richardson series and then probably Takeshi's team. No, Rikiri could do it, but still probably Takeshi's team. That's big series.
Like I think, despite being second in their groups, I think T-Red's team was the 5th best team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might be fair. That might be fair.
Yeah, I think Takeshi's gonna beat Gonzo, as much as it hurts me to say it. I love Takeshi as well. To be fair, but I think it's going to be an easier game for them.
Mm-hmm.
Debowie's got a really hard route actually. Looking at it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put that
Like
in?
round 3 would be his easiest matchup if he made it there.
Yeah.
Potentially, anyway.
Oh no, you could just put it in here, into the winner of lower bracket round 3.
Oh, yeah. Let me.
Yeah.
So Moyo actually has a different matchup here.
Yeah, I know. I got the Takeshi T-Reds. And then it'll be... I'm going to put in Takeshi. I do really like the T-Reds team, but I do think Takeshi's...
I meant in round 4.
Yeah, in round 4,
You
yeah.
and Harry have the same, and you have a different one. So.
Yeah. You guys think... I don't... I honestly could see Takeshi's team edging out Harb's team.
They beat them last time.
They did. I think that Helix is a slightly weak link. I think Kilgannon is really good, but he... I don't know, I just feel like a bit of lackluster from this team. Whereas I see a bit of like clinicalness from Takeshi's team. So I'm going to put Takeshi's team. Not to say that Harb's team is not really good. I think it's going to be a 2-1. If not, yeah, 2-1.
I think Takeshi's team is more chaotic, if anything.
No, but they've got that thing, that indescribable quality, the mojo, that makes them good, I believe.
I think this is a really hard decision.
I mean, it's just really, I just keep, talking down on this Kevin Richardson team, and that's why, because I keep, this is like one of the teams I rate high and one of the teams I rated low, right? It's like, it's simple, but then you look at what actually happened, right? Kevin Richardson just sweeping their group, Takeshi struggling in group, but now they've had more time to prepare. Kevin Richardson also hasn't played a game for a week at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Can also come into effect unless they pub together.
I don't know. I'm looking at the Kevin Richardson team now. I'm looking at their tricore. It looks so strong, actually. I'm not sure they'll. I still don't think they're necessarily strong enough to beat a well-drafted Harb team, but I think they're going to edge Takeshi. That Neon has played super well in all of his series. Looking at that, he's always performing. He's always relevant. Kevin Richardson plays all these sorts of annoying off-laners, so he's always going to be a factor. And Rue is a solid safe laner. And we all know
Has he played versus any team with a good 3-4 though?
What, Rue?
Yeah. Have they played versus any team with a good 3-4? Bertoth Kiemer, XD.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think they have, right? And I think now they get to play versus a pretty good 3-4. And I mean, I think Rue might struggle in lane, and I think Takeshi's going to win this.
I think this is going to come down to drafts, and Kevin Richardson's more experienced.
Yeah, if it's going to come, if it would only come down to draft, I would agree Kevin Richardson would win. But I don't. I think the individual skill on Takeshi's team and the time they've had to play games together at this point will lead them to the victory here.
I mean, I was saying since the start of this call, really, that I thought Takeshi was going to make the final, and now I'm having real second thoughts about it. And I don't know. I think Kevin is going to prove us wrong again. I'm not going to fall for it this time. He's not going to trick me. He's going to make the final.
Ooh. That means that we have got me and Mikel have got the same final, but through different routes, and Holy Harry's got a slightly different final.
No, we all have different finals.
Yeah.
Oh no, so we do. Oh, so we do. So we do. Oh, my bad.
Yes.
My bad. I'm an idiot.
I mean, that gives us our top 3, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Who would like to announce their winner first? Because I think I'm going to announce my winner.
I mean, I can't say that Harb beats Kevin Richardson earlier on and then loses now, even if Kevin plays a couple extra games.
Mm-hmm.
Or just the one extra game. I still think Harb's going to do it. I think their team's got the synergy, the atmosphere, and just the all-round experience to edge it off Kevin.
Mm-hmm. Mikel, I see that you've put in.
Takeshi, dude. They're gonna do a lower bracket run of dreams.
It's true.
I mean, I think them not having played here for so long on Harb's team, Takeshi's team playing twice a week, I think that just ekes it out too. And I think individually they are better players, and at this point the team cohesion is just there. So I think if they get to this point in the finals, I think it's gonna be simple for them.
And Takeshi's already beaten Harb once. They've shown they can do it. I don't know. I know that Harb and his team, they put a huge amount of effort pre-game. They do a ton of scouting. They watch replays. They all get together and do it. They're gonna turn up with a real game plan. I have no idea if Takeshi will make the same preparations.
I agree.
That's
Making preparations is for losers, all right?
Mate, why do you think we won the finals on Wednesday, Mikel?
Not because of your drafts, that's for sure.
Oh, dearie me.
I am going to go with Kevin Richardson.
All have different winners too.
I love it. This is great.
Yeah, I fully believe that.
Can't wait for T-Reds to just win it all.
yeah, absolutely. No, I actually like on looking at their performances. I don't think they've. I think they've just played well, and I think their mid is good enough to beat Harb. Is good enough to run over the game versus Takeshi. And as I said, I don't think Takeshi will put in as much effort as Harb's team for that final. So yeah,
I think it's a bit like Mikel was saying before. Kevin Richardson's team haven't really played a particularly strong team yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's almost going to tell us everything that first week of games, whether or not Kevin Richardson wins against Bowie and how comfortably. I think is gonna show us so much. I mean, if he just smashes Bowie, I think he's going to end up being my favourite for the final. If it's a close one, I'll stick with what I've said.
Okay.
But any 3 of those, I reckon, could win. Harb, Kevin, Takeshi. I think they're all really strong teams, and they're a cut above the rest. Bowie is almost there, but not quite.
Yeah. Definitely. Wow. Well, that's looking good. That'll be exciting to revisit at the end when we actually get there.
I think you guys underestimate the time though, because upper bracket you don't play games. You both took upper bracket winners as the winner overall.
Yeah.
I think you highly underestimate how awful it is to not be able to play games.
Harb will absolutely organise scrims. Absolutely will.
Well, who will he scrim?
He'll do the Madsen
I guess
scrim
Madsen
server. He'll scrim me and you, Mikel.
But
we will train him up. We will train him up to win this.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Not everyone will do that though, but yes, he would potentially do that.
And I thought to just finish this video off, because you guys are both not in this division, I thought it would be nice if you guys wanted to give a little chat about your own divisions and how they're going and how you think. Just like a very quick overview on, if you go to Div 2, so go to Holy Harry. So if you have a look at how we rated the teams, well, you were in Group B, Holy Harry. Can you give us a word on how the games have been and what the teams have been like?
Yeah, we've had quite a fun team experience so far. We've had we've played a few scrims before the officials. We've lost virtually all of them except for beating Haraway, and then we got into the officials and just beat everyone. We had really close series against Glimmer of Dawn. His team played super well actually, especially Tribo, weirdly enough. Although I've heard there's now some inner issues there. But then we smashed Moonchild and Sergeant Average, and Moonchild had beaten us in the scrim. So I don't quite know what's going on there. They seem to have off days. Sergeant Average somehow managed to beat Glimmer of Dawn.
Yeah.
I don't know how. But I feel like we have had the harder group there, and we've done well in it. So I'm feeling very optimistic about our chances going forward, and looking at our route into the finals as well. We play against Sultan Pugos and his brother. That's a scary team.
That is a scary team.
But they lost to Haraway, and as much as I love Haraway and his team, I don't rate them as much as like Glimmer of Dawn or Moonchild or my own team. So I think we're going to beat them, and then we're going to be against either Haraway or Glimmer, and we've beaten both of them already. So I think we'll have a fairly straightforward route into the finals, and that's me ready to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
Take the hard route all the way through the losers bracket.
But as Mikel was saying, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Mikel, and in Div 1, how are you finding it? What's it been like so far?
Very easy games. Topping the group, slaying some crayons on the way.
That was a good series. You guys looked really strong in that game, though. I think the last game,
I think
game 3.
every game was really easy for us. Just second game, we just messed up one fight, and then we sort of fell apart, unfortunately. But I think we pretty much showed that we're a better team than them throughout that series. Sure, we brought out the Meepo game 3, but you gotta be prepared for the Anstar Meepo.
Yeah, man. I actually was not prepared for that when I went in as an answer. I was like, Meepo?
I mean, your team is incredible, but I really thought Crayon's team were going to just absolutely smash their groups.
They were looking like it until that last game, though.
But I'm a bit terrified of playing this Mugen team. Hopefully.
So
yeah.
But, I mean, it's okay if we get knocked down to the lower bracket for reasons specified earlier. So, but I sort of... So the thing is, right, I think we should have easy first game, or easy. I think second group, right, it wasn't as close. I think Top's team isn't that good. For Division 1. I think it's an okay team, but I don't think it's one of the best teams. Okay? So I think we'll be able to beat that team. And then the second round, that's where it gets interesting, though.
Definitely.
Because if Crayon's team will have improved, I think we'll have a very close series with them. And I think Mugen, I think they're slightly better, but that would also be probably an amazing series.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that Mugen Crayon series.
Yeah, I mean, those were the top 2 teams going in, right? Like the people expected them to be the best, I think.
I expected them to be the best. Zake put Shaztek's team in second, and he put your team, and Roran put your team second after Crayons.
Yeah.
So.
For the lower teams, Thunderdine's team has not been looking too cool. They're having it really rough.
I think there's just a few teams that are slightly falling apart.
That was also, I think that was the hardest group too, right? Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, those have been really good games.
I still can't believe that Top made it to upper bracket, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the other teams in that group, right? There's like 3 teams that feels like they. No, it feels like there's 4 teams, right, in this division that are worse, I think, and 4 teams that can contest, like actually potentially winning. And 3 of those teams were in one group. I think, and that's what happened.
But I've watched both of these games from Mugen top, and Mugen's team just, yeah, it wasn't super close.
How's Dota been playing then? Because there was a lot of
He's been playing well.
uncertainty.
He what game was it? He in game one of week one of Playday 1 rather, he went 20-6 on Bristleback.
Yeah, I mean the guy was not playing any Dota, but as someone said, he never has a bad game. So he just turns up and continues exactly where he left off.
Yeah, he
Apparently he plays Overthrow all the time though.
yeah, got more games on Overthrow than he does on Dota.
Oh right, okay.
But still, I mean he smashed that first game. There was like 4-on-1 with a Maledict and Mars on him, and they just couldn't kill him. And the rest of the team turned up, killed the rest of them. It was crazy. Well, thanks very much, guys, both for doing this. This will actually go up today. I'm just going to edit it and then just ping it straight up. But good luck in your games. We'll be revisiting at the end to see. We might even do a little finals watch to try and see what happens, or something like that. But thank you very much both
Nice.
for joining.
Sounds good. I'll see you around then.